All right, y'all. We got Paul Joseph Watson going in on the current apocalypse that's plaguing the Western world. This is fair use. Let's get right into it.
Trying to urge young men against pursuing such a vacuous, destructive habit. Yeah, took a big fat L on that one, didn't I? For the simps are now legion, and they are many. Welcome to the Simpocalypse. OnlyFans majority owner Leonid Radvinsky, a shadowy pornographer about whom virtually nothing is known and the media barely tries to find out, made $500 million from OnlyFans.
Good grief. Yeah, I remember hearing about that and making that. That's a huge bag right there. And let me tell you, I remember when OnlyFans was just like, I remember OnlyFans before the pandemic. I used to see like on Instagram certain shades, if you go on like the explore page, you see these models have an OnlyFans link. I was like, what is that? I had no clue what it was. And then who would have known it would grow into this huge empire that it is today?
In the space of just 18 months. The company's profits have soared from $61 million in 2020 to $433 million last year.
That is a huge profit right there. My goodness.
Yeah. Their user base has metastasized to 220 million, most of them men, with 2021 seeing a 128% increase. Get this, Simps spent $4.8 billion on OnlyFans last year alone. Lockdown handed them an army of new users, and now the cost of living crisis will hand them an army of new creators. Whenever society catches a metaphorical disease, OnlyFans is the first parasite on the scene, quick as a flash to make it all immeasurably worse.
And that's so crazy how there's so many lonely guys out there that had all of them together had 4.8 billion. They just gave them all to random women that they'll probably never meet and will probably never give a damn about them. That is sad, man. Like really thinking about that, all that money going down the drain. Just giving it to random women who are just gonna fuck off all that money on random bullshit anyway. Think of what they could have done with that money if they had just believed in themselves and thought of something that they could do to make that money themselves. But what do I know?
Andrew Tate gets vilified and banned for supposed misogyny. He's apparently this massive, dangerous threat to young men. Yet we've completely lost an entire generation of young men to simpery and OnlyFans.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. Like, I will never understand how, because look, regardless of how you personally feel about that guy, I think he really did want to help young men out by taking their masculinity back and taking back what they're really supposed to be, like getting them to realize, like, yo, sitting online all day, just cowering over a woman who you probably never meet is not the way to live. But the powers that be want the majority of men living like that, because that way they're easier to control and easier to manipulate.
Tate's the devil incarnate for offering courses teaching young men how not to be dysfunctional, emotionally crippled losers. Yet courses teaching young women how to be OnlyFans cam girls, rapaciously feeding off the corpse of masculinity. Oh, that's just fine.
Whether you're just starting out OnlyFans or in the process of creating one, this program is for you. I give you all the secret tips and tricks other creators don't want you to know.
Yeah, OnlyFans might literally be shrinking young men's brains. But Andrew Tate said something offensive. OnlyFans founder Radvinsky ran websites in the 90s and 2000s, providing hacked passwords to porn sites, featuring underage performers and bestiality. Countless...
Well, okay. I'm about to do my own research on that and take a look at that, because if he really did that shit, that is disgusting.
Under 18s are selling explicit videos on OnlyFans.
There are children as young as 14 years of age that are then seeing the opportunity to generate income.
Children are getting OnlyFans user accounts approved after using their grandmother's passport.
Police say one 14-year-old used her grandmother's passport to sell explicit images.
Nonsense trying to meet up with them in life.
These are the types of comments she received while promoting her OnlyFans account on Twitter. Some request more graphic content and ask if she'll meet up.
Missing children are even appearing in explicit OnlyFans videos.
Childline says children have anonymously contacted their counselling service and talked about their experiences on the site. Some reported separately being victims of historic sexual abuse.
I mean, anyone can figure out a way to get on these websites if because like it's not like a lot of these websites are going to ask for like a valid I don't know if they ask for it. Look, I don't know how the OnlyFans sign up process works. I've never been on the site. But if people can use, if underage children can use like passports by grown up just to get on, that is insane. That's something that's got to be tackled ASAP.
Saw a dozen or so children that were also linked with content on OnlyFans.
It's becoming increasingly clear that OnlyFans is being used by children. Children on occasions are being blackmailed and exploited. The company are not doing enough to put in place the safeguards.
No, they're not doing anything if this is a real problem.
That prevent children exploiting the opportunity to generate money, but also for children to be exploited.
All of this gets a pass from the dominant culture. No action is taken. No one cares. Yeah, it's
because they want to get these children in because they're going to be easier to manipulate versus the adults. This is not hard to figure out.
Andrew Tate who's the real problem. Yeah, he's the one who must be stopped. But OnlyFans changed their colours to the Ukrainian flag. They posted the black square in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. I mean, yeah, they may be facilitating the trafficking and sexual abuse of children.
I never respected companies that do that change the colours for a certain flag or do the black square thing. That is just so cheesy.
They may be utterly destroying normal, healthy human relationships. That's where your 5 billion beta bucks went. But isn't it more important that they support the message? Andrew Tate didn't put a Ukraine flag in his bio. Psychological warfare, and the consequences are dreadful for both men and women. In the real world, young men are terrified of even approaching women.
Oh yeah, with the rise of social media, hell yeah, they're afraid of approaching women. Then there's this whole idea of men being creased for a cold approach, which, I mean, I'm outside all the time, so and I see this for what it is. I hardly see guys approaching women or hell, even catcalling women anymore. I don't really see that anymore. Maybe it might be different in your area. You can let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, men just aren't crazy about approaching women because they get approach anxiety. They get scared to even just talk to anybody, really, because when you sit on your phone all day and that's how you're more comfortable communicating with somebody, it's like real life interaction becomes scary to you because you're not hiding behind a phone or a computer screen.
Hello.
Firstly, because weaponized social engineering has rendered their very existence a shameful expression of toxic masculinity. And secondly, because they dread getting Me Too'd. So instead of pursuing actual genuine,
no man on earth wants to deal with that.
In healthy relationships, they're huddled in their basement, spaffing money away, wanking over OF screen slags. Objectifying women, treating them as sex objects, is the worst thing in the world, except if you're paying some giant, filthy, secretive corporation $9.99 a month to do so online, then it's fine.
It's so crazy how the whole objectification of women is so bad, but certain ways of doing it is okay. And that is the most confusing thing to me on the planet.
I mean, look at the disconnect between IRL and OnlyFans. You're free to pursue every sordid fetish under the sun online, but then the singer of Arcade Fire gets completely cancelled over consensual sexual relationships with adult females. Apparently, because he's famous, there was a, quote, unbalanced power dynamic.
Unbalanced. I mean, I've heard this term so many times before, and it is so dumb. If two people are cool with whatever they're about to do behind closed doors, then that should be it. Where does unbalanced power dynamics come from? Where did that term even start? That's what I want to know.
Now he's guilty of sexual misconduct. Now his entire reputation and career is tarnished forever. So now men can be framed as sexual deviants and have their careers ruined because an ex-girlfriend is bitter about the relationship ending. Yeah, pretty low bar that, isn't it?
Hi, how are you?
I'm being harassed. This is harassment.
Meanwhile, no doubt driven by the rise of sites like OnlyFans, the shocking results of a new poll reveal that in some areas of America, up to 41% of Gen Z members want to become social media influencers. That's what the dominant culture indoctrinates them with, so it's no surprise that in huge numbers, That's what they want to be.
Some of the girls have thousands of followers on Instagram. They must be raking it in. I want to be just like them.
But wait, I thought we wanted to empower young women to aspire to be scientists, business mavericks, and political leaders, not vacuous dancing marionettes flogging handbags and makeup, not airheaded e-girls putting their genitals on display for slobbering simps.
Because at the end of the day, we can't have everybody be online influencers, because who's going to fill in the rest of the jobs we need to keep the society going? Yeah, we need plumbers, we need electricians, we need scientists, we need, a whole lot. We need a whole lot of things. We need people to work at fast food spots so you get your food out faster. But a lot, as you know, if you look around, like every fast food, every food spot, every grocery store, almost everywhere in my area has a help wanted sign. And I talk to a lot of the employees and managers at these spots, and they say they are struggling to get people just to stay longer than maybe 2 weeks or so. It's going to get worse.
Photos which, by the way, then get leaked to every perv with an internet connection. How empowering! Oh yeah, but I forgot, Andrew Tate's the real problem. He's the one that we're supposed to moral panic about. Thankfully, only around 5% of American parents are encouraging their kids to become social media influencers. But really, what chance do they stand when Gen Z is glued to screens all day that glorify the OnlyFans lifestyle? A lifestyle that normalizes pornography addiction for women too. 1/3 of Pornhub users are now women, and it's messing them up big time. Sexual health services are being overwhelmed with young women suffering intimacy problems, pain during sex, and plummeting libidos, all linked to a sharp rise in watching pornography online. Therapists warn increasing numbers of young women watching porn are becoming fearful of actual sex. Top gynecologist Dr. Layla Frodsham says she's overwhelmed with young women suffering from these disorders, and that demand for her services has doubled every year since 2013. I'm an OnlyFans model, and being on the site has ruined my dating life. British OnlyFans model.
Oh, I remember hearing about this chick not so long ago. She has the hairy armpits and hairy legs and makes a killing on OnlyFans, but the trade-off is that your dating life is going to suck. But, no one's telling these girls like what, any of this stuff before they sign up, because most of them don't even want to hear it. They just look at the bag they're going to make, when they sign up and start posting content. Like, yeah, I'm making all this money, but hey, it comes with a trade-off. Is all money good money? I don't think so.
Claims that being on the site has ruined her dating life as men presume she is easy. Oh gee, I wonder why.
I mean, it reports the sort of content online for everyone to see, and everyone to see what you look like with no clothes on. It doesn't leave any mystery. That doesn't leave any fantasy or anything like that. That completely, like, oh, this is what you look like without clothes on. Well, I don't think they'll either deal with you accordingly or just not deal with you at all.
So in men, it causes depression, erectile dysfunction, and literally shrinks their brains. And in women, it causes sexual disorders, chronic anxiety, and intimacy issues. It's wrecking genuine relationships for both men and women across the Western world. It's a literal conduit for CP and sexual exploitation of kids. Yet our culture still venerates and glorifies it, while sick predators and vulgar amoral opportunists rake in multi-millions via platforms like OnlyFans. But yeah, tell me again about how Andrew Tate is the real villain.
All right, that's the end of it. And overall, I understand what he's really trying to say here in this video. I see nothing wrong with what he said at all. Yeah, we're at the point now where watching sordid content online is really becoming normalized, and no one has a problem with it until they start to realize that when they want to be in a normal relationship with somebody, everything gets awkward. They don't know what to do. Like, most people now don't even want to go outside and meet new people. Everyone's meeting each other on the internet now, instead of going outside and actually talking to people, which is what I prefer. I've never been a fan of the dating apps and all that stuff. Nah, I'd rather meet somebody outdoors. Where we're in a social setting. To me, that's a little bit better, because you actually get to see the person and actually have a conversation and hear the context of what they're talking about, hear the tone of what they're talking about. Because that's very difficult when you're sending messages back and forth to each other and you're reading those messages yourself in your head. You don't know the tone of what that other person or the context of what that other person is saying. And a lot of times y'all have to send me more messages to each other to get that message clear. yeah, that's it. Look, now I will say this: it can only be convenient for some people who doesn't really have time to meet other people. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can agree with that. But at the end of the day, it's like, we got more people who don't know how to talk to people in person. They're just used to that online interaction. To them, that's more normalized, and then the whole idea of going outside and talking to somebody is becoming alien to them. But that's all I got to say about this. What do you guys think about this video? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Paul Joseph Watson? Let's talk about it down below in the comment section. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.